Hi, everyone. Drew Roberts here with Milwaukee Real Producers. Today, we have the opportunity to get to know one of our preferred partners, Jared, yes, with Right Angle Home Inspections, just a little bit better. Jared is one of the first few home inspectors that had partnered with us in the beginning of Milwaukee Real Producers. So we are super excited to get to know him a little bit better and give him a chance to talk a little bit more about his business here in the Milwaukee Metro. So, Jared, really appreciate you taking your time today and jumping on this call with us.
Yeah, that's great. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Very cool. Well, Jared, let's start off. We'll get into the business stuff in a little bit, but love to give everybody an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better. I guess tell everybody and myself a little bit about how you got into the business, what intrigued you about it, and then also, some of the personal stuff, family. Love to get to know a little bit more about that as well.
Sure. So unlike a lot of other inspectors I've met or have heard about, I don't have a construction background. I didn't work in any industry outside of working in a wire and cable warehouse when I was in high school. That's about it. So I can read all those tiny markings on wire pretty easily because I've looked at over 1 million feet of that stuff. But I went to college originally for philosophy and English. And right about halfway through my senior year, I just got totally burnt out with the professors, the other people in the class. Just nobody was excited. And I'm not, I won't say easily excitable because it has a negative connotation, but I get really enthusiastic about stuff. So when everybody around me wasn't as enthusiastic, I just couldn't do it anymore. So I decided, hey, you know what? Maybe real estate's a good thing to get into. These people seem like they're out and about. They're high energy usually. And that's what appealed to me. So I actually became a real estate agent. This would have been, I don't know dates, a while ago, 5-6 years ago maybe. And as I became an agent, I really liked it. But some of the problems of being a real estate agent, they didn't interest me. And then I was going on inspections for my own clients and found out, wait, that's a thing? You can do that every day? That's so much more my personality. All my friends I know are either mechanics or in the trades or industrial designers. We all like hands-on stuff. So when I saw this inspector going through, I was like, I got to learn more about that. So one of my first clients, I started talking to the inspector a lot, bothering them, distracting them, keeping them afterwards so I could kind of learn about it, and then kind of saw what you needed to do it and get it. And then I started working for that inspector, absolutely fell in love with it, and bought them out less than a year after I started with them.
Very cool. Yeah, I think it's really, your story I think is awesome because like you said, you're enthusiastic, but I also think your passion for what you're doing supersedes a lot of other businesses out there or individuals in this, you're truly passionate about what you're doing and you are definitely customer centric in helping those individuals. And that's something I absolutely, appreciate about your business. Tell us a little bit more about the business side. Tell us more about, just obviously you kind of bought the business after a year of being there, but I know you've added some things since you've started the business, but tell us a little bit more about the things you can do and, more about your business.
Yeah. So when I started at that company, there were a lot of things already in place that I really enjoyed. But some of the things I didn't enjoy were how the reports were actually written. They were really detailed, which I liked, but some of the details to the uninitiated, to the first-time home buyer, to the somebody that's like, I'm not quite sure, they were a little over the top. And I could see being a first-time home buyer, reading that report and being like, oh my gosh, this freaks me out. I can't do this. I'm not buying this house. And it was there, but the way it was presented it wasn't all wrong, but it was just like, I think we can do this better. So as soon as I took over, all those comments got tossed. And it took me about 2.5 months, 3 months every day building up an entirely new library. I already knew the kind of things I wanted to talk about, the kind of things we inspect, and just building a whole new platform with every comment was rewritten in what I think is a more approachable form. It doesn't get rid of the detail, but it presents it in a way it's more realistic. It's not like I'm dumbing it down, and it's not like I'm trying to make big problems seem small. It's just, hey, this is how it is. Almost everything is fixable. you can do this. You know, it's not like this house is
Sure.
falling down. I like to liken it to like, if you went to a doctor and had a full body scan, you'd leave that being like, I'm dying tomorrow. That's not the case. It's just you have to process so much information all at once, and you get one chance to do it. And that can be really overwhelming. So that was one of the biggest changes I made. And the other one was adopting some new technologies, not using computers, nothing on paper. I stopped going into real estate offices to bother people. I didn't like doing that. And then I fly a drone now. I'm commercially licensed, and we use infrared technology to check furnaces and HVAC units. And I think
Very cool.
those aren't really over the top changes. It's more like I don't see an excuse to not start adopting these things. Drone technology is just too good. IR technology is just too good. The entry level is it's so easy. It's inexpensive now, and it adds so much value. So those are like the biggest things I've changed.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think, I think from a standpoint, you know, a lot of agents that I've talked to, ones that you've worked with, you know, obviously we always ask for feedback from agents about our partners and things like that. But, you know, I think the one thing that consistently is your demeanor and being able to talk with people without setting off alarms. Like, I think you just hit it on the head, is like, no matter what, like new construction, old house, whatever the home inspection, you're going to find things, but some of those things are not, you know, there's a big difference between a foundation or roof repair, or, you know, redoing a roof and, hey, some outlets need to be changed in the house kind of thing. And being able to handle those things, I think, is just one of the things that really sets you apart, I think, from a lot of, you know, businesses, is your ability to communicate that effectively.
I think so too. And it's not like, I don't want it to seem like I'm not giving the important information, but there are even things like, hey, there's some serious foundation movement here. It might need some work. That's not the end of the world though. And also, that's not a unique problem. This isn't the only house that's going to be like that. People fix these things every single day. So even the things that are big, you don't have to be like, oh, dude, your foundation, that's done. Oh no, oh man, it's gonna cost a lot. There are ways to fix this. It's okay, you know, but
very much so.
You just have to, it's just the way you present it makes such a big difference, especially with first-time home buyers. And I think that's where kind of I don't want this to come off weird, but it almost seems like my age helps me sometimes, because a lot of the first-time home buyers are around my age, and it's a little easier to relate.
Sure.
Not that that's, if you're an older inspector, that's a bad thing, because obviously you have way more experience than I do, so I can't talk to that. But to those first-time home buyers that are real on the line with being really nervous, I think it could help.
Definitely. Yeah, 100%. One of the things, obviously, that's had a tremendous impact on real estate. I shouldn't say real estate. The market's still, you know, doing very well here in Milwaukee metro area, but the way we've had to conduct business has changed for a lot of people because of this virus. Mm-hmm. What are some of the things that you've seen, or, you know, some of the things that you're kind of doing now? I know you said it's somewhat business as usual, but obviously there's modifications that have been you know, that you've been making. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's tough, because I like talking to people, and I like talking to people face to face. I'm happy to do phone calls, and I've done a few like video conferences while I'm at inspections, just if the seller's not comfortable having people in the house, if the clients aren't comfortable coming. That's one of the changes I've made. But if somebody doesn't want to be there or can't be there, I'm more than happy to do FaceTime calls during the inspection, phone calls during the inspection. I've done text and picture updates, anything like that that helps people find out about their house. That's really important. But it is kind of strange not having people on site a lot of the times. Sometimes it's nice because I can sit there and just laser focus on what I'm doing. But man, it's really nice to talk to people, because sometimes the report reads different than you can actually say things. So it's been an adjustment, but we've been, you know, using gloves, masks, obviously hand sanitizer as much as we can, changing shoes. The biggest thing is after every inspection, I'll take all my tools out and put gloves on and wipe them all down with Lysol wipes, which takes a fair amount of time, and let it all dry. So we've really been limiting it to like one inspection per person per day, because my partner Dave also does inspections. So that's kind of changed our workflow and changed how we schedule things, because we can't schedule as much. But I think it's important for us to be doing that because we're going into other people's houses too. It's not just like it's affecting us. So we want to take any precautions we can.
Very cool. Very cool. And love to get your feedback too a little bit, but obviously you're, things that have been changing, but you've been part of Milwaukee Real Producers pretty much since the beginning. And just obviously the businesses that we're partnering with are just absolutely, at the top of their game, but love to hear a little bit about how you've kind of utilized Real Producers to enhance what you're currently doing. And I guess overall why you felt like it was a good fit for your business.
The biggest things, those parties that we've been having, those things are not just are they a lot of fun, but it's fun to see agents in a non-stressful environment and be able to talk to them. Typically when I talk to agents, it's because we're at a home inspection and either something's going well or there's some issues that need to be taken care of. And even agents that are real laid back too, there's that stress involved. Even if it's like a comfortable stress, it's just like there's stuff you have to be thinking about. But at those party events, you can relax. I can freely talk with agents. They get to see me not wearing my work shirt all the time. I had a couple saying like, wait, that's you? I've never seen you without a hat on or something like that. So that's a lot of fun. And then when you're talking to agents you already know, I've been able to meet so many agents that I haven't met before. And it's great to talk to them that way. That's the biggest thing. Those things are a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think that's the cool part is every business that we're partnered with is already working with top agents. So a lot of times our businesses are maybe talking to an agent they already work with, and then all of a sudden there's another agent that's their friend that you've never met before, and now there's that mutual connection and things like that. But yeah, the events are awesome. We are going to have another event. I promise everybody that we will have another event. It's going to happen for sure. Very cool. Well, Jerry, I appreciate not only your time today, but just being an awesome partner, supporting the top agents through Milwaukee Real Producers and really being just an integral part of our platform. So I really appreciate that. Love to end kind of on a final note, give you an opportunity just to, give everybody kind of some final words that are watching this call.
Yeah, if we are still doing inspections, I mean, that's the biggest question I get. I still get agents calling or texting or emailing almost every day saying, hey, are you still doing this? I know some businesses have stopped because people aren't letting them in their homes. So we are still working. We are taking those precautions every day. That biggest thing is I wipe everything down. So everything's clean going in. I don't wear clothes, the same clothes every day. Well, I'll wear them every day, but I wash them every day. So we are still working. If anybody wants to call or chat about how we do things or anything I can help them out with, please do, or go to the website. A lot of info's on there, and you can schedule 24 hours a day online or get free quotes. So if you're on those tight deadlines and you get an accepted offer at 11 p.m., go for it. Schedule right away. Very cool.
Awesome. Well, Jared, once again, appreciate your time today and, giving us an opportunity to learn more about you and your business. So
yeah,
hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll definitely see you at that next event.
Sounds good, man. Take care.
Thanks so much.